Shalom, shalom, make sure my mic is on. Shalom, shalom. I want to first begin a lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the other bishops at Great Millstone who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth. 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akin. So Elijah, few sisters out there listening and learning, the Akwati. Also, I say shalom. It's your brother, Ratazar Gabar, back with another lesson through the spirit. Lord willing, through peace and sincerity. I kind of had a hard time of thinking of what I want to do a lesson on today. I hadn't had the time to really listen to any lessons yet. But there's a lot going on. Of course, you have Venezuela. And just as I was leaving my previous destination, I just thought to myself, just how Jake is, let me just get this first and foremost, right? If you pay attention to the signs and the times that's happening, the things that's going on in the earth right now, right? The scriptures state that the Lord has quite literally made it clear that we're in the end times and that this society that we're in right now is about to perish. It's about to cease to exist. America is coming up upon year 250. Nonetheless, it's continuing to receive plagues. But yeah, man, Jake is really thinks that this way of life is going to continue on forever, and things are such as are like in the olden days. And the inspiration for this lesson that I'm making, it comes from my older sister. I was with her yesterday. She was talking about how, you know, when she was her and her husband, you know, when they were out looking for a place to stay together, they were looking into houses and apartments and stuff like that. And she just kind of was talking about how she has, it's just like a woman thing, man. I don't know what it is with them, but they like to plan shit as if, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures don't tell us to live one day at a time, and, you know, nothing is guaranteed. But she's talking about how they want to change around one of the extra guest bedrooms they have in their apartment. And they said eventually, she said by 2028 she wants to have a child and all this other stuff and turn it into a nursery. And by this point in time, she wants to move into a house and this and that. And it's like, bro, if you pay attention to the things that's going on in the world, it's not looking very, very bright that we even gonna make it that far into the future, bro, on this side, you know? Which is a good thing nonetheless, because this system in the society is rule and wickedness. You know, it's a mournful state and a mournful country that we live in right now. You know, people are sighing and crying and barely making ends meet just to stay alive, right? So this is clearly, and even the common folk, you know what I'm saying, the normal people are realizing that this way of life is complete and utter bullshit. So the fact that you are even considering making a child and raising it up in this society is beyond me, man. But you know, as the Lord says, the election have to tame it, and the rest were blinded. You know, because the fact that you are still talking about these things and not even paying attention to the economy or what's going on in the world, this is like absolutely the worst time to think about having children. And you know what the scriptures say about you know, having children in this day and time? You're gonna be eating them. So what's the point? You know? But I just want to get this though, because the scriptures clearly state and show us that these signs in the earth are clear as day. You know? It says 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter and the 1st verse in the Good News translation. Right? It says he answered to Laki. It says he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High Power Yahweh will bring judgment on the world he has created, right? That's the times that we're in right now. You're seeing wars, rumors of wars. You're seeing earthquakes in diverse places. seeing upwards of the people, right? You're seeing famine, all types of things, and the list goes on. That's just the ones I can name off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? Cruel lords, famine of the word, right? Because I just seen something about that last night or this morning. I can't remember. It probably was this morning. But all of these things are happening at the same time for a reason, bro. There's no such thing as coincidences. It says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. Right? Are we not seeing those things play out on the earth right now? It says when you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the Most High Power has spoken about since the beginning of creation, right? And don't the scriptures say that the Lord declared the end from the beginning? And better is it the end of a thing than the beginning of a thing, right? It says the beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear, right? And in the KJV it says that the end pretty much is manifest, right? And the word manifest just goes into something being clear or pretty much plain upon tables, right? So how could you not see these signs that are clear as day right in front of your face? You know? I'm not even going to get 1 Corinthians 7 yet. Let me go to Romans 11. As I mentioned it. You know? Because I'm just going through the Spirit right now. And the Spirit is very heavy on me. Because this isn't the first time I've made a lesson concerning this. It's probably... I've done at least 2 or 3 lessons about this probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it's even more than that, because I have close to 700 lessons now, and it don't even feel like it, you know. But it just happens when you continue to stay diligent, and it's not even me, it's Yahweh Shemel, shout the water. But I'm not the only brother that's made lessons on this before, so it's not like brothers haven't been talking about this for years on top of years. The fashion of this world surely coming to pass, you know. Romans 11:7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for? And me saying that I have this amount of lessons, I'm not trying to be big up myself or anything like that, because at the end of the day, the amount of lessons you do doesn't mean anything. You could do 1,000,000 lessons. That still doesn't guarantee you salvation. So I didn't mean it in that way, Israel. Nonetheless, though, Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right. So the elect were able to receive this word when Yahweh Shah went with his disciples and fished for the elect of the house of Israel. And as my pop Shadab Yarabad always says, those same spirited people are on the earth today. Most of them. And if they aren't, then they're in the spiritual realm waiting to be brought back. Right? When Yahweh Shah right? So Salakia for that interruption. Verse 8. According as it is written, the Most High Power hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Salakia. I hope y'all ain't heard that. But you know, the fact that the Lord has that capability and that power should be very, very scary to those people who are in that lot. Which of course they're not gonna understand it until the Lord makes the things upon the earth like actually. Of course, it's clear to us, but I mean, he starts making shit shake for real. Till it starts affecting America, Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying? The virgin. But it says, 1 Corinthians See, Jake is infatuated with this world. You know what I'm saying? They're friends of the world. So they are really considered or concerned, Salakia. They're really concerned about building a life on this side. But what they don't know is, or what they don't realize is that this place is temporal, man. And you shouldn't store your riches up on earth. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 31. Well, we can read up. Verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. Right? Meaning if you have a wife or woman and you're in the truth, go ahead and focus, put your focus on the truth, because that's the way you're going to receive salvation. Don't let that woman be your first option, pretty much is what I'm trying to say, for lack of better terms. Verse 30 says, and they that weep, as though they wept not, and they that rejoice, as though they rejoice not, and they that buy, as though they possessed it. Because what's the point in building up riches or building up wealth or any type of legacy when you don't know who you're leaving it to? And you don't get to take it when you in the afterlife. And a lot of people like to get this scripture wrong. They say the love of money is the root of all evil. No. Or they say, they say money is the root of all evil. No, it's for the love of money. If you have a love for it, because money will make you do all types of wicked things, you know? People have done all types of wicked things in the sight of Yahweh Shema Shah on the basis of money. The whole time this shit is paper. It's literally meaningless. Like it holds no value. First Timothy 6 and 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Right? We came into this world with nothing. And guess what? We're going to leave with nothing. So what's the point of even trying to build a life on this side? Right? Unless building that life consists of Yahweh Shema Shah and the truth. And even then, that's you building it on the spiritual level. So it wouldn't even be on this side. It says, in having food and raiment, let us be their will content, right? Give me neither riches nor poor, for lack of better terms. I'm roughly paraphrasing a precept, you know what I'm saying? I neither be wealthy nor poor, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Give me as much as you see fit, Lord, as I need. Because if you give me too much wealth, you know what I'm saying, then I'll depart from the truth, right? Because when you have too much wealth, you start to lose yourself and lose your morals. You have too little, then you start to lose your faith as well, because you might start cursing the Lord or just doing dumb shit, thinking that Yahweh Shema Shah is not with you or being graceful to you, pretty much. You know? You might even, you know what I'm saying, just lose your morale as a whole. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition, like I was just saying, right? For the love of money is the root of all evil, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, right? There's a saying that says, I've seen many more happy people that was poor than I've seen happy people that was rich, right? Pretty much saying that people have all this wealth and whatnot, but like Biggie said, more money, more problems, you know? You see more people who have nothing, little to nothing to their name, who are happier than the people who have everything at the palms or the tips of their fingers, you know? But that's that You know, that just goes into filthy lucre, as I was just reading. Filthy lucre, man. You know what I'm saying? A strong desire, a very unhealthy desire for riches and wealth and money. I was thinking about something else. So I can bear with me. I'm thinking. I had something else on the top of my head I want to hit. Oh yeah. I can go ahead and get this. This is not what I was thinking about, but James 4:1. From where come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lust that war in your members? Ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire to have, and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lusts. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High Power? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High Power, right? Y'all are friends of the world, man, and it's clear to see, because if you're in the world, you following after the commandments of men, right? You're not following after Yahweh Shem Shah, clearly. Because I don't know nobody that was in the world that was in the truth. Nobody. You ain't in the world doing good things, because this world that we live in has been given into the hand of the wicked. So it's impossible for you to be in the world and follow after the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Shah, or try to live a righteous life, you know. That's my point, though. Jake just thinks that this world is going to continue on forever, and that couldn't be further from the truth, you know. It's like everything has a beginning and an end. And matter of fact, it says that, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? The end is clear. It's clear as day to those who are in the spirit. But if you have no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding, which comes with having fear and faith in Yahweh Shem Shah, then you wouldn't even know it's the end of the times. And that's what I was going to get. They shall eat their little ones. Woe to them who give suck in those days. Deuteronomy 20:14. Deuteronomy 20:13, it says, and when Yahweh the Most High Power delivered it into thine hands, thou shalt smite every male, therefore with the edge of the sword, but the women and the little ones, Salaki, this ain't. That's not what I was looking for. Woe to them to give suck. Matthew 24, verse 18. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. You know, that's talking about when shit goes down. You know what I'm saying? When shit hits the fan, right? Lord's just gonna require us to depart. It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Right? Pretty much my point, though. Woe to them who give suck in those days. You know what I'm saying? Those who have children. And I'll tell you how terrible it would be for pregnant women and for nursing mothers in those days, right? That's how bad this tribulation is going to be. And that's how bad, this downfall is going to be, man. That's why it's not the right time to be having children, bro. But hey, you can't tell Jake that. So, Lord willing,